Hello and welcome to Prophetic News, episode 12, with Markus Vernolzer and our wonderful Judith Miller. Jude, hello.
Good evening, Marcus. How are you?
You're so serious. I'm fine. You are so serious.
It's very seldom I actually am serious. I'm much more the giggler and the joker.
Yeah.
I can get myself in trouble. All too often.
Jude,
Yes.
do you have interesting news for us from the spirit world?
We have. And before I start with the information that Spirit has passed for us this month, can I first say thank you to all the followers and the people messaging, looking forward to the next episodes. It's really lovely and we're very grateful for your support. So, episode 12, there is some predictions, but there's a very strong message for everyone from Spirit. So we'll do the predictions as always, and then we'll finish with Spirit's message. So Spirit started off this month talking about the missing are not lost. Pay attention. Help awaken people to see we have always worked 2 in 1 throughout history, and we still do. We got this next one way early on at the beginning of the year, but again, they've brought it to the forefront and added a little bit to it. So 2029, forces fall, people take to the streets, full awakening, new world. That's when the biggest shift is going to happen, I think. Yes, we just said. 4th of August, 2025, to come as relevant. Peacekeepers fall away. So I have to explain this. So Jay-Z is he's a music artist in America, and there's a lot of hype. There's a lot of things going on in the world with Hollywood and the music industry and revelations and truths. So Jay-Z uncovered didn't look deep enough. So I feel, okay, Spirits just said yes, and I didn't get a chance to say it, but they knew. So I feel Spirit are trying to say that he hasn't got away with anything. It's very much they just needed to look a bit deeper to nail down what they needed to nail down, and it's coming. America will fall. Nations separate. Another assassination attempt. Trump. And I also got Memphis with that. And when I was writing down the Memphis, I was being given the song. You know that song, Walking in Memphis? So for some reason I felt the need to go and look at that song. I wanted to know what was that song about. And when you read about the song, it represents a form of like a spiritual awakening in some sense with the person who's wrote the song. But also it talks about when he went there, he came away a different person. Now, that song is very much linking into Trump in some way, and I want to link it into another assassination coming. So this is interesting, and it touches on
attempt or success.
I wrote attempt. I got attempt. but maybe that's just me putting my spin on it. It's not Spirit. Spirit's message is another assassination attempt, Trump, Memphis. But my spin is maybe he's leaving a different person than when he got there in some way to do with the assassination. I don't know. But we knew there was more coming with Trump because Spirit's been very vocal in regards with Mr. Trump. Also, Russian army attacks pushed to the edge, cover up. They did not start it. Lies being told. And we touched on that at the beginning of the year also, about how NATO was going to start the war. And I still stand over that. NATO is going to start the war. But it's the way they're doing it is they're going to make us believe it was Russia who started it. By Russia's attack. Hollywood crashes, many bowing out in different ways. Watch domino effect. And I believe that's quite a lot of high power people. And I don't feel I don't believe they'll all just move. I believe they're going to leave in different ways. Should it be within this world or out of this world? Maybe to a different part of the world. But there's a massive shake-up and many are going to leave in different ways. And we touched on this also, Marcus. Gated community, USA, Madeleine McCann. And we got that before. But obviously it's coming to the forefront again. So I'll always pass. So you'll like this one. This will interest you. Tartarian people were cancelled out. That too was all about control. Many ancestors still secretly alive. They will rise again. Russia is not what people are being made to believe. Destiny falls. Truth unraveling cannot be stopped. See the bigger picture. Ice wall covers much up. Secrets lie below the ice. Well, we kind of knew that with the ice. But it was interesting because last episode, Spirit brought up about the Holy Grail and different subjects. And this episode, they're talking about Tartaria people. So it's quite interesting.
Maybe we should clarify here something for our audience. Tartarian people, the Tartarian Empire, it was deleted from history. We have maps where it's still the point where it was situated. The empire exists most of the time. They tried to hide it and to delete it, and it seems like the language is now more and more deleted as well. It was. They also had their own flag. How was that?
They also had their own flag.
Exactly. Putin said this kind of language, what was a second language, was not Russian, shouldn't be taught anymore in schools. So there is a big cover-up. Why? It's very unclear. Some people, they say it has to do that they were very advanced and through the history they lost their power. It is not very clear what the Tartarian Empire, which role it played in history. But it seems like because there was maybe, or I think there was a cover-up that they wanted to delete this kind of empire from our knowledge, from our history. a very strange situation. What is, or a secret? What is there? What has to do with the Tartarian Empire?
Well,
Sorry that I interrupted you and gave the explanation, but I think most people don't know about it.
No, I think it was good that you gave the explanation. It does make sense then when it says many ancestors still secretly alive, so maybe they're still using that language and they will rise again. Russia is not what people are being made to believe. Destiny falls. Truth unraveling cannot be stopped. See the bigger picture. So maybe there is going to be a rise up against Putin, a rise up against, if they had a different language and Russia is being made like it's all Russia or what. It's all going to unravel anyway. The truth's coming out, and Spirit are saying that they will rise again. So that's very interesting. Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. So people want secrets of the world only to control for power, now broken. Truth will set us free. And when they gave me that, I sing the Bible. And again, Spirit are trying to reassure us that not everything is as it seems, and we talked about this before. Maybe we weren't ready to hear any of this information before, where maybe we're all now more in tune. But when they say the truth will set us free, I do believe that the more the Spirit reveal and the more truths come out, the more it's helping people awaken to. You're seeing it for what it is. Divides are only there because we accept what we are told. So divisions, that's pretty spot on. Waterfall, downtown. City collapse. Germany will fall. Many coming behind it. We also got this message last episode, but it's still to come. 80-foot wave, tsunami, still to come. That hasn't passed yet. The weather, and we've talked about this too, the weather is no longer natural. It's just all controlled now. I remember in the last episode, they talked about different moves and they referred to, the chess game. Well, this time they have said big players will fall. Checkmate. Kylie Minogue unwell hospital. Now, I questioned whether I was to pass this or was it just a message for me. And they said no, I was to pass it and to try and help people understand the importance of it. So, as you know, Marcus, we talk about colours and we talk about frequencies and vibrations. And colours in themselves have their own specific vibrations and frequencies. Yep. So the message is blue. All stay in blue. The word is healing yous and itself. Trust. And sometimes when I'm meditating, I would use a blue light, and I know old school would have been a red light, and we can still sit in the red light, but Spirit very much have guided me not to, and to sit in a blue light. And they're trying to explain why. And it's not just for me, it's for any of us. Blue attracts the right kind of frequency, and it is also healing. So while we heal, we're also healing Mother Earth as well. So they are guiding us to the blue. And they also, remember we talked about the beach of Malta and the blue sand, and it's actually the plankton who vibrate a specific frequency. So
maybe we could here tell us, our audience who is not really into it with vibration and colors, many people, they prefer red light, but it has a low vibration. They say it helps to connect to the spirit world, but it doesn't make completely sense to me, and I don't think it makes sense to you, because spirits tell us every time we should hold up a high vibration. In colors, if we speak in colors, then would be definitely the blue color a much more elevated vibration than a red color. And if I use a high vibrating color to connect to the spirit world, I think I connect with higher beings, higher than maybe who feel attracted by the vibration of red light. It is a theory, I'm not sure about it. I'm not a medium in this way like you. I only can hear spirits talking and taking contact, but you are really into it.
Well, Spirit always taught me in the sense, if we think of our chakras. So for anybody who's not aware of what our chakras are, we have power banks within our body, and we have one from our bum or base of our spine where we sit all the way up to our crown. We do have higher chakras than that also, but when you're working with a specific chakra, it vibrates at a certain frequency. So each chakra you go up, the vibration changes and it rises. So Spirit very much taught me to always work with the higher vibrations and to always stay in a higher vibration. One of the reasons, even if you're not on a spiritual journey, to keep a high vibration is to be happy, to do stuff that we really enjoy, and to feel we have that freedom to do so. But if we want to work with music, we can work with specific frequencies. So Spirit, what are they saying to me is, so as you know, they taught me very different, Marcus, with the physical. And so I'm very grateful that they have showed me that, because they showed that we don't need any light. Spirit can physically interact with us without any light. Or they can interact with us with no light, with different coloured lights. So I only would sit in the light sometimes if I'm just sitting, just chilling and spending time with Spirit. If I'm working Spirit, I don't sit in any light, I'm like this. So the vibration, if you are a spiritual person, when you think of your chakras, remember that your root chakra is one of the lower chakras. So it's a lower vibration. So when that's vibrating, you're bringing in lower. I'm not saying they're bad spirits, I'm not meaning that in any way, but more earthbound spirits. You're bringing in a lot more of those. And the heaviness, it can cause a heaviness with us. Whereas when we work with a higher vibration, we're working with a high, loving vibration, higher energy, higher source. So we are. And you don't have to sit in a light, but if you are, Spirit are recommending blue. So their last prediction, which it's not really, but it leads me on to their message. Don't follow the crowd, be you. I'm giggling with our conversation before that we come on. Be you, as you came here to be awakened to your soul's calling. So then we have their message. It's quite a big message this month. So Spirit have asked to share. People are too quick to dismiss the truths as far-fetched. Yet you only have a perception in which you were programmed and told what your perception should be. Normal to you is not your real reality. It is a reality created specifically for you all humankind. The mass awakening is helping people so they can see reality for what it is. Your race, mankind, does not need to live like this. Awaken, see reality and the truth for what it truly is. Fear is placed there in your world. The reality you see is merely to control you. 5D reality is showing big revelations. Secrets are being revealed. Do not fear anyone, for no one can touch you or affect you unless you allow them to do so. The light shines on you all. We ask that you trust. Trust what you feel, trust what you see, and trust what you hear. With your own intuition, with your own eyes, and with your own ears. Destinies are falling. The walls are crumbling. The shadows can no longer hide. The light is too bright. The changes your world is experiencing is desperation. Desperation to prevent the new world of being completed. Thus it cannot be stopped. Go forth with the knowledge. Yous are the light, standing against forces that are falling and crumbling. Extensive cleansing in your world for the next 4 years. 2029, it all comes to a head. Know you are safe. Only you can disrupt your own peace and harmony. Your planet does not end, nor does life force end. Your world does not end but not through destruction. Your world does end, but not through destruction. The new world is to lift your vibration, to help awaken you all from the mundane life you have all been led to believe. The new world is one of abundance, not lack. Love awaits you all to accept it. By doing so, you will change the cycles of many generations in your lineage to come. Stay strong. Trust the process. There are no negatives, no hidden agendas. That is the old world's belief system. Remember, you are never alone. You are safe. God bless.
Nice words.
Yeah.
Judith, I have a question.
Go.
In the next 4 years from now, the old gods from the past, the old gods, they are coming back?
They never left.
Do they appear us, or do they discover themselves that we get in touch with them?
I work with one.
I don't speak in spirit.
Oh, you mean in physical form?
Yes.
Sorry, apologies. Can we answer that, please? Will they be back in fit? So Spirit has just said they're already there in different forms, and they don't mean spirit, they mean within the physical form. Okay, so do you know way like reincarnation and the cycles change, and so Spirit are saying they're already there. Okay, and they've just said everything is in place. a lot of people, they hear, the end of the world, they hear this, they hear, different things, and they panic because they believe the world is just going to self-destruct, the world is going to blow up, the world is going to, all that, and it's not like that. So I think Spirit are very much trying to come forward in this episode and show what we meant to be here to live. And we live the life that we think that we're meant to live, in the sense, go to work, get up, make the bill, pay the bills, feed the children, walk the dog. There's so much more to that. And we were never brought into this world to be one of lack. We were always to be one of abundance, whether it was of knowledge, wealth, happiness. We were always to be one of abundance, and we still are. It's just the mind. And, Spirit always say, the mind is the computer. You're the programmer. You have the choice to create the programs you live by. And that's so true. But as for the question you asked, they're already here in different forms.
I think they're for since 1,000 years here, more than thousands of years here. But official, there's a cover-up. Mm-hmm. I think behind the Van Allen bands, there's 5D, and there are extraterrestrials, many, many races. And I think they are guiding us with messages and information, channeled information. But are they going to show themselves?
The gods or the spirit in general?
The ETs.
Yes, they already have.
When?
Over the years, they've already showed it. Do you mean I'm talking to you about officials? The officials know a lot more, and what they tell us is this tiny little bit, and it's not even the correct version of it. But they talk about. You hear them talking about the war that's going to come with extraterrestrials, and the war comes from within. The war comes from within. And, the whole point I feel of Spirit doing this with us, Marcus, is we give the different predictions. And as you say, 85% of them have all come true. And we're very grateful because people would send us, they send me a lot of different things that's happening in the world that I'm not saying, but we've already predicted it. And it's, I can remember, so I want to give you an example. I can remember months and months ago, I can't remember which episode, but it was way back, saying that Michael Jackson was alive. See the conspiracy theories coming out now about Michael Jackson and about all the different things and about him being alive. And I think to myself, I know when we presented that, a lot of people was like, not sure. But nothing is, Spirit will never give us anything that's not true. And what they're doing is they're giving us those predictions in prophetic news. They're happening, they're coming true. So we should also listen to the guidance of their messages, because they're validating their own selves. They're validating their messages and their predictions. And we are not at risk for them. We are not at risk. The only people we're at risk of is the ones within our walls, is the ones trying to control. And by doing that, they do so by fear, by wars, by hatred, by building that all up. And that's why Spirit are bringing forward, to trust, listen, believe what you see with your own eyes, believe what you hear with your own ears, and follow what feels right with that intuition, because even if you're not spiritual, you always have a gut sense. You always have that sixth sense, gut feeling, and that is telling you the right way. So a lot more is going to be revealed, in the sense a lot's going to fall, like really fall, and people are going to take a step back and they're going to start believing things that they thought was very far out there. It's not. It's not. I don't know if I know you don't watch TV, but I know there's a thing happening. I don't really watch a lot of it either. But I see on the news there's a thing happening, and it's to do with Europe, and it's to do with NATO. It's to do with NATO, and by 2030, I was watching it today, and by 2030, they basically are wanting us all to be in like a commune state, full control. We don't have control here in Northern Ireland, or in the north of Ireland. There was a bill being passed in Parliament, but it was being snuck in. It was named something completely different. People weren't being made aware of it, but we did become aware of it. And when you go down it has full control over you, over your property, over everything. They can just come in and go, no, you're with me, you've lost everything, we're doing this, you will be vaccinated, you will have this, you will have that. And personally, I voted against it. I took the time to go through all those questions and email and said no. But at the same time, there's a lot of people didn't know that. So it's all happening. It's all happening now beneath our noses.
Things like that happen all over the world. That the cabal is trying to gain the power, the negative world leaders, let us say it like that. They are hidden behind the official leaders of countries, but they try, but they won't get it. There's too much going on.
There is. And the simplest way to explain it for anybody who doesn't follow all of the in-depth side of things, basically what's happening in our world, the elites and the big powered people knew how to control, they knew how to create, they knew how to manipulate, and we can do that ourselves. We can do that with ourselves or against ourselves. But what's really happening now is that everyone is awakening to understand and remember that we all hold that power and those tools within ourselves. So the elites and the big powers of this world, they're losing the grip because people are now creating their own paths. People are believing in what feels right for them. So the mass awakening is preventing them from having that hold, because we all have them tools. We all have that ability. And so many people now are using it. It's that they've lost. It is desperation, and they've lost that.
Yeah, definitely. We have to observe the situation. Judith, thank you so much for the information from the spirit world. I hope the next time when we are online together again is in 2 weeks. It was a little bit longer than usual, but all has a reason. So I hope next time you have interesting, important news for us once again.
Mr. Marcus? I always do.
Well, yes, but sometimes there's a long period of time between the information you offer the audience.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Well, Juve, thank you so much for the information, and
you're welcome.
See you again in a short period of time, I hope.
Bye.
Dear audience, see you. Bye. Take care.